tell me about issues within the cosplay community.
Well, I would say, well, like I like to start off like every community has their own issues. You're never gonna find a community with a picture perfect image. There's always going to be some sort of issues, but within the cosplay community, it's the same thing, but there are things that need to be addressed in the Toronto cosplay community specifically. I don't know how every other cosplay community is in different countries or in the states, but there are things that need to be addressed in the Canadian cosplay community, specifically the GTA, and that's mainly, I would say mainly, it's the photography aspect because you'll find toxic people everywhere. You'll find like cosplayers would be like, "Oh, that cosplayer is ugly," or you'll find that in any community. There's nothing you do about that but ignore these people. They're just clowns. They do that. I don't know why, but you'll find it anywhere. But the biggest problem I would say in this community is photographers. And I'm not generalizing all photographers. I'm generalizing a small few of photographers who take advantage of their so-called photography power. The issue is there's a mentality for photographers specifically who are men where they sit there and they're like, "Oh, like I don't have a girlfriend. I really want a girlfriend. How can I get a girlfriend? Oh, maybe I should start shooting cute girls. If I shoot cute girls, um I'll get their attention and then they'll like me," and then they think of this whole scenario in their head. And the crazy thing is, if you have money, anyone has an access to a camera. So these dudes will be like, "Okay, let me buy this camera," and unfortunately not everyone behind the camera has, they don't have what's the word, they don't have good intentions. Basically, there's a lot of there's a lot of photographers I have encountered. They shoot not because they like to shoot people, or they like to do photography, or they like anime, or they like that cosplay. I see a lot of them do it just because the girl is cute and they're interested in them. There's a lot of, not a lot, but there's more than enough photographers who are like that, who they don't pick the camera up because they're passionate. They do it because I want a girlfriend. There's so many cute girls who cosplay. I want a cute cosplay girlfriend. Let me become a photographer. Oh, my ideal relationship is to get a cute cosplayer and then I'll be her photographer. It's sad, honestly. If you wake up in the morning and that's how you want to get your relationship, it's sad. You need to taste the real world because it's creepy. And these dudes will take, some of these dudes will take another step and they'll be kind of like predatory about it, a little creepy about it. And then it expands from there where dudes will prey on underage people. And it's just insane how like we should be scared of, obviously you should be scared with someone with like a weapon and stuff, but sometimes you gotta fear people behind the camera too. And I just don't like how photographers, it's not the norm, but I see it more than I would like to see it. Like there's I would say there's too much of that energy, and I just think I think it's just really creepy.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I remember when Instagram was just popping off and a lot of people started becoming photographers. And it's interesting because I took photography in high school and in post secondary. And I've even worked with people behind the scenes for shoots, video shoots, photography shoots. So, like, I don't claim to be a world class photographer nor a professional, but I have knowledge enough to know when someone else is trying to get something through their photography, when they're trying to prey on somebody else. You can tell by how they approach someone, how they'll contact somebody, the kind of shoots that they tell the girls to do. And it's like, I don't know, that is a problem with Toronto. Toronto definitely has a creeper thing. And maybe it's because we're playing catch up to the bigger cities. Photographers here want to be like the photographers in New York. Cosplayers here want to get a lot of work. They want to be like the cosplayers how they are in America, in the UK, because you can leverage all of that into a career and obviously social media clout. But I think for, like you said, a lot of people, they have other intentions. So they're going to prey on people they find vulnerable or who are unaware of what their real intentions are, and those girls, those younger underage people in general, they'll be blinded. They're not going to see the danger that's in front of them, right? Like, it's sad because it is a real problem, and it's a problem I've seen throughout my 20s, and I'm stressed because as cosplay gets more popular, you hear, every once in a while, something will pop up on Twitter about, like, this person at a convention did this, or this famous photographer has a string of issues that he had with all of these other girls, and he was telling them to shut up and keep quiet and stuff, and it's disgusting. Obviously, we haven't heard much of it now because everything's being shut down, but I'm hoping that, like, as more people are brought awareness of the fact that cosplay isn't exempt from creeps, that going forward we're not going to have these issues, or at least we'll reduce them as much as we possibly can.
Of course, yeah. I want to see more people with passion for photography behind the camera than more of people who think they're the bachelor and they're going to give their rose out to the girl. Because it's sad. People will just, honestly, some photographers, they just shoot people who fit their ideal type. They'll be like, oh yeah, she's my ideal type. Let me shoot her. Like, it won't even matter, like, what she's cosplaying. It's like, oh, she's cute, she's my ideal type. And then they'll keep catering to that cosplayer, be like, let me do this for you, let me do that shoot for you. And then they get gassed up so much by other people. And then they ask the girl out, and then when they say no, it's like, I don't want to do photography anymore or something like that. It's just like, you can't expect to build a relationship like that. Like, I'm sorry, if you're gonna try to get into a relationship like that, it's not gonna work. I've seen like so many photographers who are interested in like cosplayers to be like, I like that girl and I like that girl. Like, it's fine to have crushes on people. There's nothing wrong with having a crush on someone, but it's just the way it's the way you do things. If you expect a good foundation of a relationship, just catering to someone and hauling ass for them and taking their photos and just that, then you need a reality check, because it doesn't work like that. I want to, like I said before, I want to see more photographers who are into their profession, who are passionate, who are there to shoot for the sake of cosplay, not people who are here to pick and choose and be like, oh yeah, no, like, she's not my type, like, she's too big or she's too blah blah blah, I don't want to shoot her, like, I'm tired of it. It's exhausting. I feel bad for cosplayers who, like I said, who aren't like this thin image, or who aren't like, let's say fair skin, and they don't look a certain way. I feel bad for them, because at the end of the day, they're cosplayers too. Like, every cosplayer deserves to have fun at a convention. No one should feel like they're being discriminated or being left out because of their weight, race, etc. It is awful. And if I see it, I will call it out on the spot. I will not stand for it, because I have friends who, like I said, wouldn't appreciate it. I wouldn't want to see any of my friends go through that. So I don't want to see any other cosplayers go through that either. It's ridiculous how there are photographers like that. And that's why I encourage more people who want to shoot cosplayers, like, please come shoot cosplayers, but come in with, like, don't be so, like, nitpicky. Don't be an asshole about it, just come for the sake of cosplay. I welcome photographers who give a safe environment for younger cosplayers, or cosplayers who would be, a little more weary or less confident because of what other stupid stuff photographers do.